It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Magical day to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Manning, and I will be your host for this magical, robust lifestyle show. I would like to thank each one of our listeners that is listening to this magical show on the many different podcast platforms. I am so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And like I said, you are in for a magical show as I have with me one amazing returning diva Lydia, Lady Apona. And her and I are going to chat about tea for health. She is going to share her knowledge on a tea for health. Oh, is this going to be a magical show? And with that, Lydia, would you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Well, hello, Joyce. Of course, I would love to. And it's always an honor and pleasure to be on your incredible show that brings so much positive information and high vibration and positive energy to the world. I call myself a Renaissance woman. I'm a high performance wellness coach and founder of healing.com. And I bring together my 30 years of passion, expertise, and wisdom in holistic healing into 4 pathways for every stage of personal development to help you heal, grow, and evolve as you journey towards reclaiming your sovereignty and living a centered, connected, and conscious life. I became involved in holistic healing on my quest to heal my own chronic health conditions that I was born with. And I was guided to Reiki and energy healing and macrobiotic healing foods as part of that journey, and created my own method later called my AponaHealingMethod.com that also includes holistic coaching to support one in understanding the process of healing and transformation. And macrobiotic healing foods have been a fundamental pillar in my own recovery and in continuing to live a life of vitality and joy and fulfillment. And one of those healing foods is kukicha tea. Now, kukicha tea is very similar to green tea and has similar properties, but basically has less caffeine than green tea. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what kukicha tea is and the health benefits and how it can be easily added to your life. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds just amazing. I am so excited to hear all about it because it just fits so well into the universe today because there's so many of our listeners out there that I feel are looking for those healthier foods, healthier drinks to put into their body to help make them to be able to live a centered, connected, conscious life. So I'll just let you start sharing about it, and I'm excited to learn about it myself.
Wonderful. And one of the beautiful things about Kukicha tea is that it's very affordable and safe and easy to prepare. And you can take Kukicha tea any time of the day. So you don't have to worry about caffeine at night. It has very little or no caffeine, depending on what source you refer to. And I drink kukicha tea now like water because I've been taking it for so many years. But kukicha tea comes from the tea tree, Camellia sinensis, and I can never pronounce that name, Sinensis. So it's the same tree from which green tea, white tea, and black tea are derived. And kukicha tea is also known as bancha twig tea or winter tea. So it's basically the twigs of the tea plant rather than the buds or the leaves of the tea plant. And it's native to Japan, where it's known as the peasant's drink. And again, we're looking at the teas, the twigs of the tea plant that are usually harvested in the fall when the caffeine has receded from the plant. So the legend has it that the benefits of kukicha twig tea came about when in ancient times they were harvesting the leaves and the buds for green tea and for white tea, and there were leftover twigs lying around on the ground. And so apparently the workers picked them up and started brewing them. And then the wonderful healing tea, kukicha tea, was then brought to humanity. So these stories of how things come about are always very, very interesting. So kukicha tea has a very distinct, light, nutty, and they say creamy, but I would say more like a smooth taste that's created after a series of roasting and aging processes. And in my experience, offering kukicha tea at cooking classes, events, and to clients for 30 years, most people really enjoy the taste. And the benefits of kukicha tea are numerous. And as I mentioned, it's an important part of the macrobiotic diet, but anyone on any diet, any lifestyle can enjoy the health benefits of kukicha tea. And kukicha tea will ultimately help you create strong, stable, sustainable energy, relieve tension, frustration, and stress, and therefore create more time, health, and longevity. So one of the benefits of kukicha tea is its alkalizing properties. So the prevention of numerous diseases is achieved through alkalization of blood, body fluids, and tissues, and consequent balanced levels of acidity. So a diet of white flour, sugars, dairy products, eggs, and meat raises the body's acidity and eventually results in fatigue, premature aging, weakened immune system, heart, kidney, and bladder conditions, and other chronic health conditions of the joints, bones, and weight. So when the body contains too much acid, to create internal balance, it'll draw minerals from the bones and other organs and store fat. Kukicha tea is well known to be abundant in minerals like copper, selenium, manganese, calcium, zinc, and fluoride, A, C, and B complex vitamins and flavonoids. And like green tea, it contains polyphenols, catechins, which are known for their anti-cancer action. The most powerful of these substances is known as EGCG, epigallocatechin, which helps prevent cancer by discouraging the growth of tumors and stops them from spreading within cells. This polyphenol has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that reduce damage in the body and help to curb the development of chronic disease. So decades of research have connected the EGCG with the lower risks, as I mentioned, of cancer, heart disease, and neurodegenerative diseases. It's also shown to inhibit and destroy cancer cells. And kukicha tea also has high levels of a tannin known as L-gitanin. The big words aren't my forte, so we just know the health benefits. So this polyphenol has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that reduce damage in the body. And again, as I mentioned, to help curb the development of chronic diseases. And many of these benefits we can apply to specific types of aspects of health. So dental health, for example. So because kukicha contains minerals like calcium and fluoride that research shows are beneficial for preventing cavities and maintaining healthy bone tissue and tooth enamel, then kukicha tea is considered to help with dental health. And so the minerals of calcium and fluoride are known to help strengthen the outer surfaces of the teeth that can be weakened by acid. So again, that acid alkaline balance for health is so important. And fluoride is also believed to prevent harmful bacteria and plaque buildup in the mouth. So by drinking kukicha tea in moderation, it can contribute to maintaining healthy teeth and gums, and then you can continue to enjoy the flavor and the other health benefits while you support your dental health by drinking kukicha tea. And the bioavailable calcium content in kukicha tea is also recognized to be very significant. So it has been determined that 1 cup of kukicha tea contains as much calcium as 13 glasses of cow's milk. So that's pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Kukicha tea is also known to promote digestion, and it's one of the few beverages that is considered okay to drink after you eat, as it helps digest your food. So in holistic health, the general guideline is to not drink fluids after you eat because you don't want to dilute the digestive enzymes that are active when you're chewing your food, when your food is digesting. But kukicha tea is an exception. And for anybody that has chronic digestive conditions, or even if you just feel some indigestion after you've eaten something, it's okay to drink kukicha tea afterwards. And I have done that, for the last over 30 years, because I was born with poor organs, and I had quite severe digestive challenges as a result of that. So to this day, I still drink kukicha tea after I eat to help me digest my food. And so this is very, very special, unique quality of kukicha tea in the whole digestive process. And part of the reason that researchers think that it's beneficial for digestion is because kukicha contains high levels of a tannin called L-ligotannin, which may promote the growth and healthy activity of good gut bacteria.
Mhm.
So more and more information is coming out over time from research on the health benefits of kukicha tea. It's also high in the amino acid L-theanine. L-theanine is commonly found in tea and naturally produced in the roots of the plant before making its way to the leaves. So here we have it again, that kukicha tea comes from the twigs and stem of the root of the tea plant and has this special amino acid. And this amino acid helps induce feelings of calm, helps reduce the feeling of anxiety and stress without promoting feelings of drowsiness. So L-theanine was shown in studies to also significantly moderate brain activity and enhance alpha brain wave activity, which achieved a relaxed yet alert influence on the central nervous system. So we're going to carry on sharing more benefits of kukicha tea. Kukicha tea also contains about 2.5 times more vitamin C than oranges. So these are interesting comparative analogies. When you think about taking a cup of kukicha tea, all of these incredible benefits that you're getting. And as we know, vitamin C is a potent antioxidant known for protecting the immune system, benefiting skin, eye, and overall health, and reducing one's risk of the chronic diseases linked to oxidative stress and the damage of cells. So similar to green tea, twig tea also helps regulate the levels of blood sugar while lowering high blood pressure and therefore helping to prevent stroke and heart disease. And as we talked about it being an immune booster, it will help combat virus-induced colds and flu. It can also promote weight loss and slow down the aging process and prevent ulcers. So when brewing kukicha tea, we don't want to if you can get kukicha tea in easy to use tea bags, and you can get it in twigs. So when you brew it with a tea bag, then it's easy to steep it. So you don't want to boil the twigs themselves. So when you use a tea bag, just like a regular tea, you would just boil hot water into a pot, a tea kettle, or a cup, and let it simmer. So that's what's called steeping tea. When you let the tea simmer in hot water, and it's usually about 3 minutes, they say, to get the maximum benefit of the nutrients in the twig tea, and not overcooking it to deplete it. But when you're making your kukicha tea from either a tea bag, or if you're going to be simmering it in a big pot of water with some loose twigs, I wouldn't worry too much about all of that. What I do, because I drink kukicha tea like water, is I make a big pot on my stove, and I boil the water first. I sprinkle a few twigs on top of the big pot of water, and then I let it simmer for 3 or 4 minutes, and then I put a lid on just to keep, if I want to keep it warm. If not, I just let it simmer in its own heat with the stove turned off for a while, and then I let it go to room temperature. And then whenever I'm thirsty, I just grab a cup and drink kukicha tea throughout the day. So in the summertime, it's really nice. You can add lemon juice or squeeze lemon into it. And if you want to add a sweetener, sometimes I'll add a little bit of brown rice syrup to make like an iced tea. You can also do that with roasted barley tea. It's the same type of principle. Those are two well-known like sort of iced tea type of things, that type of tea mixtures that are healthy in the summer. And as we've talked about before, when you're out on the farm doing hay, it's nice to have. I have my kukicha tea with me in big thermoses, and drink it, and it keeps me energized. It keeps me mentally focused and very grounded. So I don't feel waterlogged. You know, if you drink just too much water, if it's hot and humid and you're sweating outside, you can feel a little bit like your brain is a little bit soggy. But with kukicha tea, I get more mental focus, and I feel very centered. And I instantly have strong, stable energy, not hyper energy, like from a caffeinated drink, but but stable energy. So it really brings me back into balance and back into alignment. And it's safe to drink for all ages. So children can have kukicha tea. And as I mentioned, you can have it any time of the day. So sometimes people are concerned if they have tea at night, it'll keep them awake. But most people, I'd say 99% of people that I know who drink kukicha tea, or clients, don't have any type of overstimulation response. What can happen sometimes is that if somebody's body is really acidic, or they're really out of balance, when they start to have kukicha tea, they may feel more energy and not really know what to do with it, because they're not used to being that activated. But it doesn't, it's very balancing. And for me, I can't drink green tea. Green tea it's more bitter, and it's high in caffeine. So I can feel the caffeine surge right away. I can get some heart palpitations from green tea. But the gentler version of the tea, of green tea, basically is kukicha tea. So it has many of the same health benefits as green tea, but without the caffeine response, or the damaging effects of caffeine. So that's quite a summary of some of the health benefits of kukicha tea.
Oh, Lydia, that was phenomenal. I've got so many notes. I had no idea all the health benefits. That is incredible. I am going to find me some kukicha tea. When this show's over, that's the first thing I'm going to do is locate where I can get some because, oh my, this sounds fantastic. And I knew this show would go very quickly like it always does when you and I chat. So before we close this show, would you please share with our listeners the best ways to connect with you, Lydia?
Sure, you can go to my website, aponahealing.com, and join our wonderful community. I have a free ebook, 10 Tools to Survive and Thrive at Uncertain Times, and join our email list where I share information on motivation and health and empowerment. And also my personal Facebook page I'm most active on, and I have an Apona Healing Facebook page as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Lydia. That is perfect because I am sure when our listeners hear all this knowledge that you have shared about just one tea, they're going to say, I need to connect with her and learn more. And I'd also like to ask, would you please return and share more of all of the wisdom that you have inside of you with our listeners on another Robust Lifestyle show?
Well, I would love to, Joyce, and it's always an honor and pleasure to be able to connect with you and everybody listening and share these golden nuggets of information that each person can decide how they'd like to use in their life to create their highest quality life in any circumstance.
Oh, fantastic. Very beautifully said. That was awesome, Lydia. And I'm so excited that you will return. And with that, I want to wish you magic in each and every day until you and I connect again.
Well, thank you, and magical day to you as well.
Oh, thank you, Lydia. And I would like to thank all of our listeners for listening to this magical show with our absolutely amazing diva, Lydia, Lady Apona. Please share this show with all your family and friends. Check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember some of the benefits that Lydia chatted with you about on Kukicha tea. It's easily affordable. You can drink it any time of the day. It creates energy and relieves some of the tension and stress that we all deal with in this life. And it also helps with digestion. Oh my, that is so huge. And also, it's full of abundant minerals. And those are just a few of the benefits that Lydia talked about. And with that, I want to wish each and every one of you a magical day. Remember, be kind to all, including your animals. Give your animals that great big extra hug and share all your love with them as they so deserve it. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.